Evansville podcast. My name is Jason Burton. Thank you for listening. On today's show, we will be talking with the Brewer's View, the podcast that is hosted by Josh Pietrowski, Ryan Huff, and Jameson Hutchison. They are retooling, relaunching April 3rd. New episodes will drop on April 3rd, and they are Mondays through Thursdays. We cover all this in the episode, so make sure to check them out. I've linked to their iTunes and their website in the show notes, so make sure to check that out, subscribe, rate, and review, all that fun stuff. Of course, after you do all that for the Evansville podcast. Thank you for joining us. If you're new to the show, we've got a lot going on lately. We want to make sure you know about it, and we've got a lot of shows on the network, some great episodes recently. Check out the Politics Aside podcast, where Brad Bird, local legend, Indiana Broadcasting Hall of Famer, stopped by the studios to talk with Justin and Matthew on the Politics Aside podcast about the role of media in the current landscape politically. So it was a great episode. Really appreciate Mr. Bird stopping by. Also, the Beyond Repair show has launched its second season. The first episode is out and available for your listening pleasure. Megan DeLong was the first guest of the season, and she did not disappoint. Make sure you go check that out. It was a great episode. So check out beyondrepairshow.com or just go to evansvillepodcast.com and we link to everything there. Other than that, thanks for listening again. We really do appreciate it, and won't dilly-dally any longer. On to the show. All right, Josh.
Yo.
Always a pleasure to have you here.
Yes.
You brought guests.
Yes, I've got some colleagues, some partners in crime with me for a very special, however the French say, announcement.
I believe they say annoncement.
Announcement.
Je voudrais annoncement.
They always sound so delicate and angry at the same time. We're already making the French mad, folks.
Yeah,
we're back.
The French. Yeah. Well, not a big audience on our network. So, but yeah. So, if you don't mind, maybe you want to introduce.
Okay. So, I brought two friends of mine. We're all pretty big sports fans. A few of you listening may have heard our past rendition of the Brewer's View. It is a podcast based at Evansville. It focuses on Evansville. Local and Midwest sports. We touch on the big stuff a little bit, but you're not just going to get another New York Yankees podcast out of the other 100 ones that are out there.
Right.
We try to keep it close and local to Evansville. And so we put out a few iterations of that and took a little break and did some soul searching and figured out what we want to do. Do we want to do this? And we are pleased to announce that we'll be back in your earphones with a whole new format, actually, on Monday, April 3rd. I brought with me some partners in crime. I'm Josh. I'm kind of boss hog around those parts. With me, I've got two very different types of sports fans. I've got Jameson here to my left. Say hi, Jameson.
Howdy.
Jameson is your core beans and cornbread American sports fan. The guy cannot get enough basketball, football, and baseball.
Right.
And I do not mean to diminish Ryan. Say hi, Ryan.
How's it going?
Ryan likes all that too, like I do. Ryan's a little bit more out there as well. He's a soccer and hockey guy as well. So we've got the French sports covered. We've got the, I don't even know the best way to put it, the core, Midwestern family, Midwestern family value sports.
Your ham and eggers.
Yeah, I yelled ham and there. Okay, so there's an old video of 1971 Michigan football of Bo Schembechler coaching on the sideline.
Okay.
And he called someone a damn ham and egger. Mm-hmm. And we were at a USI basketball game about 5 years ago, and I had just seen that video, and being a fool that I am, actually hollered out at someone on the other team, ham and egger, but very fast.
No.
And like seven people turned around, and I looked at my buddy Nick. I think it was with my buddy Keith and my buddy Nick, and I was like, I should stop saying that in public events. But in no way did I say that actual word.
That's awesome.
That they thought I said, because I would not yell that at a USI basketball game.
Oh, no.
But I was like, Coach Bo Schembechler said ham and egger, so I'll yell ham and egger to player. You probably heard me say it twice on accident just saying that. But
wow.
So thank you for bringing that up. Ham and egger.
So
that was you. This is on you.
It's on me. I'll take that. Actually, it's from, of all things, the wrestling, Bobby the Brain Heenan used to call people the lower class ham and eggers, so that's why I did it. But I never put the two together.
Mommy Jameson here is so steak and potatoes in American sports that he got the Bobby the Brain Heenan. Like he probably, as you were saying that, he was like he's envisioning the YouTube video of him saying that in his head.
He was like, I'm so in at this point.
Got to see Goldberg win the WWE Universal title last night. Mr. 50-year-old man.
Yeah.
Beating somebody in 30 seconds again, like he did 20 years ago.
Like
this is 2017.
I mean, as an old person myself, what are you saying?
Goldberg does not deserve to be winning the title at 50 plus years old.
We're not going to have any problem getting this guy fired up. I don't know.
I'm
We'll save that for a different one.
I'm not happy here.
We'll do a wrestling only. We'll talk Coliseum wrestling.
That might be your, like when Rhoda got her own show off Mary Tyler Moore show.
Oh,
nice.
There
that
you
might
go.
be your offshoot. You could do,
man.
Hey, everybody, welcome to Wrestling with Jameson on Saturday mornings.
Wow. I like it. Well, we can find that music.
Thought I was...
We got a statue turning slowly. We got it. We got totally.
I'm your man.
You didn't think I was young or old enough to know Mary Tyler Moore, did you?
I'm super pumped with you have a Rhoda reference. Yeah. It's like the best thing that's happened today. Yeah. So cool. So you're covering not necessarily just, like you said, not necessarily just normal quote unquote American sports, but like you're hitting soccer, you're hitting the fringe stuff. I mean, NASCAR, I guess, is total.
Watch your mouth.
Is part. It's very part Americana.
It is the most Americana, my friend.
Okay.
Where else do they pray before they race and cheer 14 and 48?
Fair enough. I stand corrected.
Talladega Nights being one of the most quoted movies of all time.
Yeah, you're going to call that not part of American history, Jason Burton?
Come on now.
Granted, I'm a little hopped up. I'm a Detroit sports fan, and yesterday I watched a guy from Detroit driving for a team from Detroit, driving a car made in Detroit, win a NASCAR race. So I'm pretty jacked up.
How American is that?
This is pretty good.
We cannot control you right now. That's what you're saying. I got you. Okay, fine.
I almost just started belting into Kid Rock's "Born Free" right there. I don't know. It was like
that would be amazing.
I listened to Limp Bizkit on the way here. So I'd say we're all feeling pretty American today.
Perfect.
So yeah, so the goal is on each show we want to do as much as we can to touch on the national stuff for a second, because it does affect us.
Sure.
Also, local. I'd like to make sure that there's at least a moment of each episode spent. Like if we're talking baseball, one of us is going to have the assignment of covering the Cincinnati Reds, as painful as that is, and we're going to have to.
We don't need that.
Nobody wants to know.
There's one Reds fan out there listening, because
I doubt it.
That's my dad.
I think there's one in Evansville, Indiana, and he might be listening. So, but also,
it's a girl.
So the new format. Sorry for assuming your gender. Right. The new format is going to be, we're going to record together. It's a secret how we work the magic out, how we record.
Yeah, we don't want to know.
But Mondays, everything's going to be released around noon, around lunchtime.
Okay.
So it's going to be one of those things where you want to check in around lunchtime.
Perfect.
Mondays, we will be putting out a show called The Red-Headed Stepchildren. That's going to be content on hockey and soccer, the two sports people around here love to forget about. That'll be most of the time that you hear Jameson be kind of quiet. But as he learns soccer, he'll learn to do his best. And then Tuesdays will be the fifth quarter. That's all football talk. Wednesdays, Diamond Theory. That's baseball. And then Thursdays is the Hoosier Hustle. That'll be basketball and racing, the two things Indiana used to do best. So every day we're really excited. Every day at work, since Friday, because Friday's Friday, and you can listen to all your other podcasts. You can listen to Evansville podcasts on Friday.
Hopefully.
Every day you could check in around noon, and we'll have something out for you. That the goal is around 20 to 30 minutes an episode. I'm not going to lie to you. If it's July, our hockey segment might be 5 minutes that day.
Sure.
If it's regular season, I'll be 20, 30 minutes. If the Stanley Cup Finals coming up, or for football, the Super Bowl, we might talk for an hour if we feel like it. Yeah. So it kind of fluctuates. What we want to do is create a product and content for Evansville sports fans that, maybe it really stinks. You got to listen to us talk about Kentucky basketball for 5 minutes.
You don't have to do
but the Indiana 5 minutes is coming next. Don't worry. No one's talking about Duke, Jason. We will be back. The first cut will be Monday, April 3rd around lunchtime.
April 3rd.
That'll be
that's post college basketball.
Yep.
Most like I can't.
We're gunning for opening day for baseball.
Okay, perfect.
I've always viewed the sports calendar to be a fiscal year.
Yeah.
And the All-Star break in baseball is kind of the end of it. Mm-hmm. And then when you come back from the All-Star break, I always view that as the year ramping up. And we don't want to wait all the way till July. So we figured
I get it.
April would give us enough time to get together. We still need to. We may do it tonight. We may do it later to talk and hash a few things out between us. I've got intros and outros recorded. We wanted to come on here and get this out and get the word out to the good people of Evansville. So I think I know Hell or High Water Monday, April 3rd, unless I totally have that off in April 3rd. It's not even Monday, but whatever that Monday is, we'll be there. But
hey, we're very forgiving audience.
Why don't you talk to some of these white people I brought with me?
Yeah. Whitey number one.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's J Money right here.
Yeah, J Money. So what's your background? What's your sports interest?
Well, I was born in West Virginia, Kanawha County, so I am a West Virginia college fan. I've moved around for my dad's job. I lived in Boston for a little while, so I got hooked on the Celtics, got hooked on the Red Sox. Made the stupid decision to not be a Patriots fan.
It seems bad at this point.
Well,
tell them how bad, just how deep this wormhole goes.
Yeah, let's go here.
If we got half an hour to start.
Yeah, no, let's pick at this.
I remember my dad watching the Bengals games at 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock. My man LT, LaDainian Tomlinson, would be on CBS.
Sure.
Breaking records, so I decided to be a Chargers fan. This past year, after well over a decade,
it's not great.
We decided to call it quits permanently. Divorce papers and everything.
Nice.
I've threatened it a couple times, but
sure. They did it for you.
Well,
it's like when you're so mad at your wife, you threaten divorce 3 times, and you come home one day and she's not even there.
They're like, we think it might be you.
Well, the Chargers are kind of like the girlfriend in high school. They're kind of, what the hell? Why were you wasting all your time?
Sure.
So, and now I'm here. I'm on the free agent market.
Yeah, he is soul searching quite a bit for who to follow.
So after the podcast here, if you would like to send an email, you can find me on FaceSpace, Twitter, the Gram.
Yeah.
If you would like to send me your resume in a small paragraph, why you would like me to be a part of your organization and your team,
Snapface, cool.
Whatever.
Jim Irsay, are you listening?
Oh God.
I will say the Dallas Cowboys are welcoming.
Oh God.
Are you a Dallas Cowboys fan?
I am.
Why do we hang out?
I don't know.
Jerry Jones called me the other day. I hit deny. So, but like I said, made the stupid decision to be a Chargers fan. Mm-hmm. Really called it quits when they lost to the Browns on Christmas. That was their last FU to me as a Christmas present.
The Christmas miracle for the Cleveland Browns.
Pretty good.
After that, I asked for a gun.
No, it's pretty good.
But so
1 bullet.
Like I said, I'm a free agent there.
Adamantium.
And then that's about it. Mm-hmm. So that's my life.
Cool.
You guys can pray for me, I guess.
I guess. Whitey number 2.
Well, for me, born and raised in Evansville, kind of been watching a little bit of everything. I played basketball and baseball growing up, but whenever the Icemen moved in 8 almost 9 years ago, kind of started getting into hockey, and then had a bunch of friends of mine that played soccer in high school, so started watching then. As far as that goes, just kind of been watching a little bit of everything over the last 3 or 4 years. Baseball, been a Cubs fan since I was a little kid, so getting to see them win this year was
terrible. Got it.
Kind of special for me.
Oh, special.
Yeah.
Terrible and special.
Yeah. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs gonna win today.
Go Tigers.
Yeah, go Cardinals. So, no, Cubs, I'll cut that. That's fine. Yeah, so that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, and I won't lie, I cried like a baby the night that they won.
And you totally should. No, it's an
You and
amazing
everybody
accomplishment,
else.
and I don't want to diminish that at all. It's like the Cubs winning
It's
is an
one of
amazing
those
thing.
things where you never thought it was going to happen.
Right.
And just this year, it all kind of came together. And
I saw him cry like a baby in the trailer of Seabiscuit. Let's not let that set that. Like Ryan crying is not like a too high of a bar. It's clear.
Let's just say.
The trailer, not Seabiscuit, the trailer of Seabiscuit. He was a wreck.
Yeah, no.
He hadn't been drinking at all or anything. He was totally sober and just lost his mind. Right. We had to leave the theater.
No rebuttal? True? Okay.
Confirm or deny?
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
This is Jim Irsay, confirmed.
Oh, man. Hey, Jim.
According to my sources.
Welcome to the podcast.
So Ryan is also a hockey and soccer guy, which is where he and I kind of relate a little bit.
So you have a theory that you've mentioned before. I don't know if it's ever made the air, but the Evansville people are usually grow up. They're either basketball or hockey people.
Yeah, we're all football and baseball because we're all raised with it. I would say 9 out of 10 Evansvillians are raised with basketball and are thus raised with this disdain for hockey. And then I think 1 out of 10 Evansvillians are raised with hockey. My dad coached my hockey team. My dad played AA hockey, minor league hockey. He's from Detroit. And so I firmly believe that's true. And I think they're both really fun. Evansville's starting to discover just how much fun hockey is. We did that with the Iceman. Did a great job. Said what you want about them coming or going. They did a great job of showing us that.
Yeah, definitely.
You're seeing a lot more fans showing up, and there's just a lot more discourse for hockey. Hockey's growing the same way that soccer really is. And I think that if you were raised here, the majority of being a basketball fan, you might look at hockey and think, I had this crazy thought today about the city bus system. Follow me.
Sure.
I'm never going to ride the city bus system because I don't understand how it works. Makes sense? I'm just never going to do it. I've decided, I don't care if you show me a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet that showed me how much money I could save to ride the bus to work every day versus driving everywhere and how easy you made it look. I don't understand how that map works. No one does. And I don't understand so I'm not going to do it. So you have that same approach with a lot of people, especially as they get older, towards hockey and soccer. Like, they just don't get how the season works, how the system works, in soccer they get 3 subs and that's it, but there's no timeouts and the clock counts up. They see that, and I get so frustrated that they don't want to take any part in being a soccer fan, or at least just not rag on me for watching soccer. I'm sorry, but I'm going to do it. But at the same time, I also see how I'm not riding that damn bus. I don't get it. So a lot of it comes from that and insecurity. But
I get it. I mean, I follow on the basketball side. I mean, I felt, I'm in on college basketball and to some degree NBA. So, and then lesser NBA, NHL. Yeah. So I totally get what it makes total sense to me, what you're saying. So
that's my theory. I think it works.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. So, and Ryan, you're a soccer guy.
Yep.
So, is there any, if someone wants to jump on soccer, the soccer bandwagon, is there something you would recommend? And is there a tutorial? Is there a way to get in where you understand things?
A lot of the time, it kind of just depends. Like, for me, it helped as far as having friends that played in high school.
Okay.
So I was able to learn from them. But I've noticed a lot of my friends, especially lately, that have been getting into it, they've either just been, watching the games and then asking questions on stuff. So there's that kind of approach to it. Actually going to the games themselves, you'll pick up on a lot there. There's that route as well.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, when you see stuff live, it's
it's completely
night
different.
and day, right? Yeah. Like hockey live is amazing.
Yeah.
Soccer is also for a little bit more for the nerdy sports fan. Like if you're interested in standings,
also the younger generations as well.
And standings and cups and players and
sure.
And especially soccer's a lot like baseball. It's the business side of it is right in your face.
Right.
Corporate sponsors, everything.
Yeah, buying. I mean, in soccer in Europe at least, they literally just buy players. They trade off players. They don't there's no trades. They buy players off each other.
Yeah.
And so if you're more of a red-blooded American that loves to grab a beer after work at that same bar and wear your IU hat and have the newspaper section tell you when IU's playing and that's when you're going to watch sports, this soccer thing's going to blow your mind.
Yep.
And that's okay.
Right.
If that's not what you're in for, but if you want podcasts and apps and 4 different competitions going at the same time and all kinds of stuff to track, and you really, that really puts the wind in your sails, like soccer's the perfect thing for you.
So is it less rooting for laundry, as they say, with like
Yeah, no, there's so much more club pride I've found.
Okay.
When my buddies and I've gotten all the guys that I work with at Tironi's into this.
Yeah.
And that's like half the stuff we talk about now is talking trash on each other's favorite clubs, because like it almost becomes a part of who you are.
Right.
I am a Colts fan because I live 2 hours from Indy.
Yep.
Sure.
I am a Manchester United fan because I've decided to invest in that club and that club become a part of who I am. And there's almost more of a relationship with it. I also have a Manchester United tattoo now, so I can never ditch them. I don't have a Colts tattoo yet. So if Irsay keeps pulling this crap,
Right, you're out.
I'm gone. I'm going to be a Los Angeles Chargers fan.
Dallas Cowboys welcome. I mean,
Can't get away from me.
so yeah.
And just a tiny little bit about me. I'm actually, the reason it's called the Brewer's View, I'm the head brewer at Tironi's Main Street Brewery. I make all the beer there.
Right.
That goes to all the Tironi's, and we have a tap line down at Evansville Brew House as well. We do have 2 sponsors for our show.
Sweet.
Starting out, it's Docs. The Docs was with us earlier, and
Yeah.
and then also the Evansville Brew House. We're going to be recording not live from the Evansville Brew House studios in
Very
beautiful
good.
downtown Evansville, Indiana, in the Haney's Corner Arts District.
Yeah, very good.
I'm pretty simple. Other than soccer, my soccer entanglements, I like Manchester United and Barcelona, if you were curious.
Okay.
But I root for the professional teams from Indianapolis and Detroit.
Right.
And I'm a Michigan fan, but if I have to draw the short straw and keep track of Indiana sports, I'll do it begrudgingly, but just to keep y'all informed. I'm not going to do the Ohio State one. We'll send. Ryan's actually an Ohio State fan.
No one should be the Ohio State fan.
Yeah, I'm a Michigan fan.
Well, I am, so.
some stuff happened to him. I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah,
that was that moment where I was like, "Brrr." He's an Ohio State fan. That's all you need to know. It says enough.
Right.
Jameson's a West Virginia fan, so
We probably won't ever bring
Hell
that
yeah.
up, right? I mean, that'll
You
never
guys
come
don't
up.
even know it exists.
I mean, it'll never come
you guys
up.
don't even know who Bob Huggins is.
I know who Bob Huggins is.
Big fat guy who just
Yeah.
faked a heart attack the other
Isn't
night.
Isn't Geno Smith like the latest
The man.
known player from West Virginia?
The man before he
used-
got punched in the
used to
jaw.
be Cincinnati.
who's the football coach? Dana Holgerson.
Yep, he's balding very badly.
Was he after Rich
There's
Rodriguez?
nothing wrong with that.
Yes, he was.
There's nothing wrong
Rich
with balding.
Rodriguez was after Don Nealon,
Correct.
and Don Nealon was a disciple and former assistant coach of Bo Schembechler at Michigan.
Of course.
So I know all about the
there
WV
you go.
Mountaineers, brother.
Rich Rod ripped off Michigan pretty good.
All I know
Ripped us both off, buddy.
is
Yep.
West Virginia is terrible to drive through when you're going to North Carolina. That's all I know.
Well, the moonshine's good.
I didn't get any of that.
Well, then you missed the trip.
I did. Totally.
There's a Taco Bell, there's a McDonald's, and there's moonshine behind the graveyard.
Dang it. I saw 2 out of the 3.
You obviously
I got
missed
2
the
out of
third
the 3.
stop.
Dang it.
So
Son of a gun.
McDonald's on the way through, Taco Bell on the way back, and
Did you shred? Did you go through two fast food pit stops in one state?
We went through a lot of construction. That's what I remember.
Okay.
A lot of construction.
Well, construction is a sign of a growing city.
Yeah, I doubt it.
There's like 4 ways to Tironi's block right now. It's pretty terrible. That's my life.
No, it's true. It's true. Yeah, I was on the way to a Duke game, by the way.
boo.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, boo means yay in my world. So to tie it in, like why I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. Like I grew up, I'm old, so when I grew up, there was only like 2 people you could root for, and it's Dallas or Pittsburgh, and I picked Dallas.
Hate them both.
Yeah, and I get that. I totally understand what, but I feel like a small, even though I hate Jerry Jones and what he's done to us, I do like Dallas still. But then like the Patriots, I appreciate what they've done. I understand them, and I never liked the Colts. I never liked Peyton Manning, and we've talked about this before. I've never appreciated Peyton Manning. So
When I grew up, there was only 2 teams to root for.
Yeah.
In the NBA, it was Jordan's Bulls or
Right.
Shaq's Magic. But then I grew up again, put on my big boy pants,
sure.
and decided to like the Pacers and the Pistons.
Well, you're wrong there because you haven't rooted for many championships there.
2.
2.
80,
And
no,
both are
3,
Detroit.
80
Both are Detroit.
No, all 3 were Detroit. 89, 90, and 2004. Ben Wallace sent Shaquille O'Neal home from the playoffs 3 years in a row.
Ben Wallace is the man.
My favorite NBA player of all time. Number 3, Big Ben.
Some of my favorite hair of all time.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
As an NBA player.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Which, it's
like Prince Hamilton and Chauncey Billups and the whole gang.
Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince.
Prince Hamilton.
Whatever.
From Newfoundland. Recently
Fresh
signed
Prince
from the
of Bel-Air.
Newfoundland Seagulls.
Yeah.
Same.
anyway.
And who was the fifth? Oh, Sheed. They got Rashid.
Yeah.
Sheed was the trade.
Which I
Sheed was
cannot
recently
stand
voted
him because he's from
North Carolina.
Thank you very much.
Sheed was voted as the greatest trade deadline acquisition of all time.
Hey, ball don't lie.
Nope.
Rasheed Wallace.
Ball don't lie, baby.
He's
2004 NBA Finals champions.
Ball don't lie. He's responsible for one of the great quotes of all time. Ball don't lie. Him and Randy Moss, which was cut the check. CTC, I believe. Or Straight Cash Homie. Straight Cash Homie. Vikings. Randy Moss.
Chris Carter, the Buckeye.
I've got a great story about Randy Moss. If
Please.
you're willing to hear it.
I'm always in.
Randy Moss is from West Virginia. By God, West Virginia. Went to Marshall. And
no, what was the school you went to though? What was the Rand University?
Well, anyways, while he was staying out of trouble, he went to DuPont High School, the same one my mom graduated from. But anyways, my cousin was playing football in 7th and 8th grade at the time, and Randy Moss promised to take whoever won the championship of that league to Six Flags. So they went up to Six Flags, ready to meet Randy Moss, and he no-showed. So that's my great Randy Moss story. That's how I'll remember the guy who mooned the crowd and did all that stuff.
He ditched some high school football players at Six Flags one time.
He was amazing.
Good man. Jim Irsay, bring him out of retirement.
So I get to see him on ESPN every Sunday and just think, man, he broke a bunch of 7th graders' hearts. That's all I could think about. Not "come on, man" or
no, that's terrible.
Randy Moss is famous, though. I will say, the ratio of blackness to what his voice should sound like. Have you ever heard him talk? He'll walk up, like his pants will be sagging, and he'll have a bandana on. Like, and the thing about the shovel pass is you only have to go out about 4 yards. And if you cut just right, the quarterback put the ball right in your hands.
That would be from West Virginia.
Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
Deion Sanders is like, but the thing you got to know is when you do it, you do it, because if you don't do it, you ain't going to do it. But then Randy Moss is like, but Deion, the thing you got to know is, just the ratio of blackness of person to blackness of voice is astounding. You guys are like kind of giggling. He'll be this fall. You'll be like, Josh was right. You'll hear.
No, we're in. I'm in.
Your brain will melt. Like
I try not to watch as much ESPN, but I've caught it enough to know you're dead on.
I have laid off of it, and they've also laid off $1 million worth of personnel there as well as of today. If you guys saw that article,
No,
they are kind of dying off.
the future is podcasts, and the Brewers U Network is.
I mean,
the show.
I've heard
Cheap
that the
plug.
Brewers View is at top of the charts sports wise.
So we're just really excited to be pulling our weight again in the Evansville Podcast Network. We're excited to be back and partying with you.
We're so excited.
And that's all really I can think to say. You got any other questions?
I mean, last year we had the Otters celebrating a championship, and UE was good. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, the future's bright for Evansville sports, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the Thunderbolts are having a decent first year. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I'm having unbelievable.
It could be a lot better.
You can't be like awesome out of the gate. I mean, that never happens. So
I think the frustrating thing about it was seeing the growth of the Icemen, the way they did for the last couple of years, and then of course they ditched out, and everybody's got to start over with the Thunderbolts.
right, which is
And a lot of people are still mad. And hockey and soccer it's funny, they're both fringe sports, but they're both almost religious. And the same thing that really destroys religions, that is really preventing a full-on overtaking of hockey and or soccer is infighting. There's a whole, I noticed, there's a whole old pro Iceman crowd and this and that. And I think that's across the board everywhere, and people want to argue and fight. Soccer fans are, it's epidemic among soccer fans trying to be the coolest and the smartest and this and that. And at the end of the day, if you want your sport to grow, it's a purely evangelical endeavor.
Right.
You want everyone else. You want,
Sure.
what was it? Was it not Frank Miller, but what was the guy who wrote Blue Like Jazz?
Donald Miller.
Donald Miller. Frank Miller wrote all them crazy Sin
Frank
City.
Miller is, yes.
Opposite.
Yeah.
He said in that book, he said in Blue Like Jazz, though, he said to really understand and love jazz, you have to see someone else understand and love it first.
Right.
And one thing really hurting soccer and hockey is a lot of fans current fans putting out the vibe of loving it.
Right.
They're putting out that people see them fighting and arguing, and it's pretty dumb. They're stepping on their own toes.
Yeah, and I'll say I'm guilty of that. The fighting is a turnoff for me, but like I should be supporting my local teams, and I'm totally guilty of that. So what you say is it hits home. So yeah, I totally agree. How dare you?
Well, keep an eye and ear out for the Brewers View Network. 4 shows coming at you. Monday, Redheaded Stepchildren, hockey and soccer talk. 5th quarter on Tuesday, football talk. Wednesday, Diamond Theory. We're going to be cutting up about some baseball. And finally, the Hoosier Hustle. The Ohio State fan over here. The Hoosier Hustle. We're going to be talking basketball and racing on Thursday. So cool. I look forward, and we look forward with my partners in crime here to bringing the pain the first Monday in April, right before opening day. We're going to get it going. And so if you are from Evansville or are from the Midwest, if you thoroughly enjoy sports and in podcasting and sports of all kinds, or just some sports, please do us a favor, give us a listen, check us out, tell your friends.
Okay, well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. And April 3rd.
As long as nothing crazy happens in my house, James doesn't get fired, and we keep Ryan off PCP.
A lot of things have to happen, but we're going to be there.
The stars will align. Have you ever done PCP?
No.
Yeah, we should be good.
Thanks again for listening. We really appreciate it. Make sure you check out the Brewers View, launching April 3rd. Thanks again to Josh, Ryan, and Jameson for coming on the show, talking to us about the Brewers View. We look forward to April 3rd and the relaunch of their podcast. And as always, good job, everybody.